It's Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher, back again in my power spot, enjoying the gift of the sunshine, the gift of nature, the gift of experiencing this body in this time. And before I go into a deep meditation, I want to dive into some deep thoughts. Last time I was here, the thought of leadership showed up in my consciousness, in my field of awareness. And I want to dive deeper into that. Again, leadership. And leadership is going to lead to this concept of sovereignty, of ownership. And I believe it's been brought into my awareness that I incarnated here to work out karma, but also experience what it's like to be a sovereign being. And I define a sovereign being as one who first acknowledges that in their own essence they are a creative being. They have the capacity to create, to generate, to express. And secondly, a sovereign being is responsible for that which they create, whether it be conscious or unconscious. A sovereign being holds itself accountable for that which he or she creates. So, we come to this great divide in the world and the issue of leadership. As a sovereign being, I don't expect my leaders to take responsibility for what I create, nor do I want them to. That is not my expectation of a leader. I don't expect them to fix all of my personal problems. However, I do expect leaders to be held accountable for their words, for their actions. I expect my leaders, those who are in a position of leading, to be held accountable as sovereign beings themselves. And again, I, who look as one who's been called to experience sovereignty, I look at, even though I am the master of my fate, I understand there are others in this world who are called to positions to where they organize sovereign beings. They're in a position, like what I look at a leader as being one who's responsible for organizing and directing groups. And a conscious sovereign leader is aware of the consciousness of their particular groups and individuals and their groups. They're also aware of consciousness of the planet and just the overall life system. And again, they don't know everything, but they have a higher level of awareness. Now, when we're looking at the divergent paths of the age of Aquarius, we have one that is the path of the Great Awakening. And the Great Awakening is the path where individuals en masse wake up and accept the challenge and accept the right to be sovereign beings, which is all the power and freedom as well as the accountability that goes with that. Option B is the Great Reset, where individuals either just don't believe that they are sovereign and don't believe that sovereignty is their birthright, or don't want the responsibility of sovereignty, so therefore they are willing to pawn off their sovereignty on somebody else, on an external authority figure, and they're willing to go along with whatever that external authority figure pushes down on them without question, and just accepts it, just rationalize it, and just justifies it. And again, right now, what we see are these two forces that are battling head to head. And if you're an awakened soul, my words are simply just reinforcement to what you already know. But you got to make a choice. And like I said in my last video, whatever choice you make, there will be consequences. So, are you willing to live with the consequences of making a conscious choice, of awakening? I have said yes. And one more thing I'll say about sovereignty, as again, this is a word that we see quite a bit. It's been a big topic. I've found that sovereignty is an unfolding process, just like consciousness and awakening. As my consciousness grows, then what I choose to be responsible for, the growing consciousness shapes my choices. And again, what I choose to say yes to and what I choose to say no to, as the growing consciousness brings what's appropriate for the alignment of the truth of my soul and my field of awareness. So, for all you sovereign beings that are out there, once again, Jason Abraham, the shadow teacher, I salute you. I support you. My spirit is standing with you, even though the darkness and the illusion of the Great Reset may want you to believe that your voice, your choice, your spirit doesn't matter. I say it does. So, let your voice be heard. Stand strong. Own all of your power and own all of your faults. And do it with honor. Class dismissed.